out his head. He almost lost his life. Dr. King, when they was doing these marches in Birmingham, when they was doing these sit-ins, that's a protest because there's something at stake here, Skip. You could be arrested. You could be killed. You could lose your job. These are demonstrations.
Okay.
There's nothing to lose here, Skip. Because guess what the NBA said? We have a rule that you need to stand. I think it went in place in 1981, but we're going to lax the rules and says, okay, we understand. There's no threat of losing your job. There's no threat of being arrested. So there's two things at play, a demonstration and a protest.
Okay.
This is a demonstration.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to walk through each of these decisions made by three different people one at a time. Let's start with poor Jonathan Isaac. And I say, God bless you, Jonathan Isaac, because he tore his ACL last night. So this happened before he tore his ACL, the game before. Obviously, he was the first, young black player in the NBA just to say, no, I'm not going to kneel, and I'm not going to wear a Black Lives Matter T-shirt. He was recently ordained as a minister back in just March. So recently he became a minister. And his point was basically that all lives matter, which is a flashpoint that you didn't love, right? And a lot of people in Black Lives Matter movement did not love that. But he's saying all lives are supported through the gospel. So I don't believe this is the way. He obviously said, I'm for Black lives. I'm for all lives matter. So again, you've had issues with Christianity because over the years, back through history, Christianity has been used to, the Bible's been used to rationalize slavery and other, sort of demeaning of black people, oppression. So are you okay with this one young black man saying, well, no, I see it very different. I'm Christian and I'm not going to kneel or wear a T-shirt.
Skip, the problem that I have is that he used religion because you have to ask yourself in a situation like this, what would Jesus do? There were people,
I told you what I think Jesus would do. He would have been out there marching, protesting, sitting in the street.
He couldn't do everything. He couldn't be everywhere at once.
No, but he would.
But when people needed, he was there.
And if he'd been in the bubble, he would have knelt. That's all I'm
saying.
Okay, let's go to Gregg Popovich.
Okay.
Remember, graduated from Air Force Academy, did his 5-year stint in the Air Force, considered going into the CIA, so his roots are deep in the military.
Correct.
Okay. And he has been consistently scathing in his criticism of our president. Correct?
Yes.
And he's been consistently extremely supportive of Black Lives Matter.
From the jump.
Okay. I make a quick aside comment here on Gregg Popovich. The irony is sometimes I think he's more like our president than he would like to be because he can be a bully in media, and especially reporters who ask, but especially post-game when they ask fair and objective questions, he shames them just the way our president shames people in press conferences. And then it appears that Coach Popovich was not good with Colin Kaepernick kneeling because he just basically said, he wouldn't say why, but it was clear it was because of his military background, the way he looks at that flag. That's one line you don't cross. So I'm pretty sure Coach Popovich was not good with Colin Kaepernick protesting that way. Okay? Just for the record. And you can take it or you can leave it, which brings us to Myers Leonard. And he was the first to admit, I'm a basket case. I'm a zombie right now. I haven't slept over this. I think he really wrestled with it. He said he talked to family members and to Navy SEALs that he knows.
Not those Navy SEALs that had those attack dogs and the guy had the Colin Kaepernick jersey on and he had 4 dogs. Not those guys. Okay. But go ahead, Skip.
Could be. I don't know. But he said that you can be a patriot and support Black Lives Matter too. And this has been another issue that you've had issues with because, well, they can't go hand in hand. And he's like, they're mutually exclusive. So he wore a Black Lives Matter T-shirt, but said, no, I can't do that. I can't kneel because I don't kneel during our national anthem. Again, you've had issues with that before. Because,
Skip, it's almost like if you're kneeling, you're protesting the military. You're kneeling, you're protesting the flag. You're kneeling, the Bible. Is that, and my thing is with the Bible is that people cherry pick parts of the Bible to suit the cause at the time in which they're talking about and say, see, here it is right here in the Bible, right there in black and white.
There's much to cherry pick in the Old Testament.
Exactly. And a lot of people cherry pick different parts of the Bible to accentuate, because Skip, remember they used that. Blacks and whites were not supposed to be together. That's what they said in Jim Crow. That's why they tried to keep, well, it started in slavery, but that's what they used to try to keep blacks and whites from being together. You're not supposed to be in the same classroom, the same neighborhoods, and you're definitely not supposed to be in a relationship. Although Mr. Tom was sneaking in the cabin for years and hundreds of years before then. But that's a different story. We'll talk about that on another show, Skip. So with that being said, and now the military. Skip, people don't realize the military didn't become desegregated until 1948. Harry Truman signed an executive order, 9981. So prior to that, Skip, I could go fight for the country.
I got you.
But I got to die with my own black brothers, even though we fighting for the same thing, the freedoms. But when I come back, guess where I'm going, Skip? I fought for freedom in Germany for people so we could have freedom around the world. But when I come back, I'm going right to the back of the bus.
Yep.
Damn, I can't even go in this restaurant after I gave you my life. I can't even go in this restaurant.
Okay.
So people need to, Skip, look, I don't have a problem. But just, you know, guys, I just have my personal reasons. Don't expand on it. Because it looks ridiculous. It makes it seem as if the players that are taking a knee, they're protesting the military. The military don't own the flag. And the flag, when the flag, and what those players are basically saying, when that flag represents everything, what it said it was going to be. But I said, Skip, the flag represented exactly what it was supposed to be. They said, well, all men are created equal, where there was no women and there was no blacks in the writing of the Constitution. So it was so when they say all men, all white men are created equal. The Constitution, America, is running exactly how our founding fathers intended it to run. Nothing more, nothing less. So stop this notion, I can't believe America is like this. Yes, you can, because America was set up to be just like this.
All of which I have big problems with all three of these issues faced by these three who made the decision not to kneel. Black Lives Matter is so crucial. It's so important to our country right now.
Right.
A little door has been cracked open.
Right.
And we've got to continue to run through it. And it's not too much to ask these three decision makers just to kneel one time, just to show their support. It's not going to be blasphemy. It's not going to defile the flag.
Right.
Just kneel one time because it's very important right
Skip,
now.
like I said, I don't know Jonathan Isaac. I don't know a whole lot about him and didn't really know a whole lot until he didn't stand. And it became an issue because then now